What is up? So I am John Haddad. This is a preview of a tool I've been working on for the last couple weeks. It's called the Cassandra Dataset Manager, CDM for short. So this is not yet pushed up to PyPy. It's still in development, but I wanted to give you a preview of what's in here right now. CDM is effectively a tool to learn Cassandra. A lot of people install Cassandra, get it up and running, and then they have no idea what to do next. They don't know how to work with data modeling. In Cassandra, it can be kind of confusing. So they end up writing something that works on one machine, and then they deploy it into production, and it's really just not a good time because without the experience and without having good data models to look at, it's really hard to just guess your way into a good data model for what you're working on. So what I'm doing here is building a tool that allows you to install sample data sets into your Cassandra cluster in the same way you would install packages through a tool like apt or yum. So the idea is you can install a data set into your Cassandra cluster and learn how the data model works. We're going to approach things like time series. Going to look at things like how to store like user ratings on movies. Let's say using the Movie Lens dataset. That's actually going to be the dataset that we're looking at today. It's the dataset that I have under development right now. It will be the reference dataset for this project. So let's take a look at what we have. I'm going to open up my terminal. So I have CQLSH open here. You can see that there is no Movie Lens dataset yet. So basically, this is as simple as running CDM install and then the dataset. Really, we can type CDM list, and this is going to give us a list of all the datasets that are available. And then we can type CDM install Movie Lens small, and this is going to give us some helpful output. It'll show us what's happening along the way, progress bars. So now this is loading up movies and users and ratings for movies, and it's basically giving you a really good data model for how you would want to store like an IMDb effectively. We've got movies and users and people are rating those movies. Over time, there's going to be tutorials which you can open up using an IPython or a Jupyter notebook, as it's now called. And then you'll have code that you can actually execute along the way, and it's basically a fully interactive tutorial with visualizations and example code, and it's really meant to teach you how to solve these problems the right way, as opposed to trying to go into production and failing and then going back to, let's say, your super expensive Oracle setup. So you can see this guy is going over here. I'm going to switch back to my CQL shell, and now we actually have some tables in here. So if we take a look at what the movies table looks like, you can see that we've got a UUID primary key, and then we have all this other data like genres, which is collections, a set of text. We have our URL for the movie, which points to IMDb, and then we can go ahead in here and we can just do a query where we select a movie, and we can see that we've got our UUID in here. We know our average rating. We can see that it's got these genres and this information. So there's lots of cool stuff that we can do with this, and over time the tutorials will have the ability to do things like show you how machine learning works, or fire up Spark and join tables against each other. For instance, if you were to let's see, now we've got ratings by movie loaded up. So ratings by movie limit 10. We can take a look here, so we can see for this movie we've got a bunch of users and ratings. So we should be able to build tutorials that are really, really convenient later on, in order to show you how to demo these things. And there are definitely other data sets that are going to be under development very soon. For now, I'm just focusing on the tool itself. So hopefully this gives you kind of a super rough idea of what I'm working on. This is going to change really, really quickly, and I'm going to record more tutorials around this as the tool gets built. So definitely stay tuned, and looking forward to getting this release out and building some really cool content around this. Thanks.